Good morning, everybody. We need a name for Heather's. Any ideas?
Okay, I just did something accidentally. Just a second, see if I can get it fixed here.
What did you do?
I wanted the chat to come up this beside, so I hit chat and it said you're going to leave. And I'm like, what?
Oh. So can you not pull it up?
No.
Goodness.
When I hit the chat, like I said, it goes to this other screen, and it's an entirely different screen, and it's really weird. So I'm just going, okay, I'm not going to worry about them.
Yeah. So I see Beth here, but I don't see anybody else. I hope it's not just us and Beth. Hello. Let's hope. There's Kendra. Okay, people are flooding in. Hello, Mary. Happy Friday.
And I know if mine is going, there's going to be another chat on mine, but of course I can't read it because we're here.
Yeah.
And my tablet, if we bring it close, we'll get that lovely echo.
Yeah, correct. Hi, Crystal and Beth. So happy to see you all. Can everybody hear us okay? I hope so. Hi, Donna. Kendra's here. So if you go to try to pull it up, it won't go.
The chat?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I get a separate screen that says chat, comments, recording. And then when I try to do anything, there's the comments, but it blanks out us. I can't see us anymore when I see the comments. I did see the comments though.
Gotcha.
But
hi, Carolyn.
I was hoping that they would show up over here on the side where it says you're uploading the recordings, but it's not doing it. So
yeah. All right. Good morning, Gina. Glad to see you. She says hello.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see it if I hit the more button and it'll take me to show me them, but then it blanks us out. So I can't see us anymore.
That's a pain. Well, if anything,
so that's a little bit irritating, but
yeah. Well, if anything, I'll put them up on the screen, so hopefully we can see them. Good morning, Becky Adams. How are you?
Becky's here. I haven't seen Becky for a while.
Yeah, it's good. Everybody might be sleeping in. In our Bargain Bead Box anonymous group. She will miss your live. Mary says she will miss your live. She has an appointment, but she's wishing you the best for your surgery.
Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So that's nice. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. We will get going. So this is an idea that I've had for months. I thought that it would be cool to see two different content creator, or just not even content creator, just two different people go through one of the bead boxes together. I know we all watch several unboxings when they come out to be inspired, and like when Randee will put up an item during when she was doing the live sales, sometimes something that she says as she's going through it will inspire us, and so then we grab the beads at that time. So, but I thought this could be fun. It gives us a chance to bounce off ideas off of each other, to show us and talk about which one what we think about it, and just go through and hopefully give you guys some more ideas as well as ourselves. Good morning, Linda. So I figured since we can't do two cameras for you, Rosanna, I can try to open the items and put them on my bead mat. And let's see if we can hopefully get it set up the way I want to. No, I want this one to be the main one. Why is it not showing? Oh, is that your daughter?
Yeah, she just got home from work.
Okay, hold on. I think I have to switch the order we came on screen in just a minute. There we go. Now the bead mat's the big picture. Because we want that so that you guys can see all the beads up close. So, oh yeah, that would be cool. Beth said maybe it might be fun to get 2 watchers to do an unboxing and see what we see from like their perspective.
And that's an interesting concept. I don't know how we do it.
Yeah, they'd have to have at least one camera and everything else.
Unless we did it on Zoom, but I don't know how we would work that. So
yeah.
I'm gonna dump my beads out of its bag here. And then I will we can find number 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to lay these out real quick. We were trying not to cheat and peek at these ahead of time, so that's why they're not already laid out. We didn't want to.
Yeah, I just dumped mine out of the bag so we could look at them. And I will read the description from the bag I have the list from the companion bundle. I'll read the description and we can comment on what we feel about these.
Yeah, what we think. I'm looking for number 3. Let me look on the list and see what it is. Cubic zirconia.
Number 3 is a 28 by 25 millimeter, 18 karat gold plated brass and cubic zirconia round with butterfly pendant.
Yep, found that. Okay, found the 3. Now I have to go back to 4. We probably could have laid these out without looking at them, but that's okay. We were trying to give you guys the authentic experience, and that's what this is.
Of what we really think when we look at them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, number 2 is the pretty little pendant. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just about there. Someone just down on his bed and shook your whole damn bed. There's 8. Okay, I'm gonna start the first 8, and then I'll try to pull out the other ones because I don't want to get too much on the camera, especially not stuff with writing, because that's when it gets.
Oh yeah, that's when it starts deciding it doesn't want to focus anymore because it's trying to focus on everything.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, everything cannot be focused on.
Exactly. So if you want to go ahead and read off number 1, you're more than willing to do so.
Number 1 is a 35 by 26 Malaysia jade dyed quartz oval pendant. You know, I think we've had this pendant before. This one of mine is a lot darker than my old one was, but I'm fairly positive I made a necklace using this pendant before.
Yeah, mine is really dark too, which I like to see that because then sometimes the Malaysian jade ones are washed out.
Yeah.
So this is really nice.
I am sort of ambivalent because sometimes the lighter colors shows the, as you call it, personality better than the darker colors do. But the darker color is really pretty. Here, I can show. I can raise mine and show it. There we go. So there's
mine. Yours is nice and bright too.
So yeah, I like this pendant. It's got a nice bezel around it, but it's not across the back. So, you know, both sides is the pink color.
I was going to say that I like that the back isn't the solid metal. It's still showing the color.
Exactly. That also helps when you get them in the light then, because then the the color shows through even more
Yeah.
in the stone.
And sometimes when they have it on the back, it doesn't look the best either.
Yeah.
So I
That's
like
true.
that. Yeah. Because like on mine, I can feel a little lip still around
can
the
you?
edge on this side right there. It's still up higher than the actual stone. See, I can like stick my fingernail in underneath it, but it's only that one spot. The rest of it is lined up.
I think mine's pretty good. I don't see anything like that. So I think I'm good.
Yeah. Morning, Sid.
So
Morning,
shall we go on to number 2?
Sure, go ahead.
Number 2 is a 16 karat gold plated brass and cubic zirconia flower rectangular pendant. This was $7.99 manufacturer's retail price. It's
Yep.
the little guy that we got in our original package. So now we have 2. I'm thinking I might make mine into earrings since I haven't used the original one.
Yeah, especially because I'm kind of cheating and see the next one, and it might go together, and you could use that as the pendant rather than the little CZ pendant. But I like these. I thought they were cute. You could use them for the littles in your life, and they'd probably get out of them. Or like you said, you can use them for a pair of earrings now if you haven't used your other one. It's so pretty. And
it is.
Becky Foster made the cutest, simplest little necklace with hers. She just used some of the small green and pink beads and then had chain through them. It was so pretty.
Yeah. You could do that with Coriana chain. You could put some Coriana chain in, and then some crimps to hold some pretty beads up on your Coriana chain. That would work really nicely too.
Yeah, so. Beth says she has 3 because she gets 2 subscriptions and the companion bundle. Morning, Tammy. Alrighty, you want to go on to the next one? This is the pendant I was just talking about.
Yeah, number 3 is 28 by 25 millimeter, 18 karat gold plated brass and cubic zirconia round with a butterfly pendant. It's lead free and cadmium free, and the retail price is $5.99.
Yeah.
Now I like this one. I think it's pretty, but the only thing I have against it is it's all one color. All one color.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you can't really differentiate the little flower, the little leaf, or the little butterfly from the background. They're all sort of melded together. Yes. And if they didn't have the cubic zirconiums in each, the little tiny cubic zirconiums in each one, I'd probably paint it.
Yeah, and see if they would have like left this, I wish they would have just used the CZ on the butterfly so that was the focus and the rest. This is also more of the brassy gold color, but we don't get plated findings in other subscription boxes, most certainly not one at this price point. So I'm loving that we are seeing that in the bargain bead boxes now. And it shows everybody else that, like, if they can do it at this price point, some of the more expensive bead boxes should be able to as well. So
that's very true. And another thing, the little bail, a lot of times I will take these style of bails off because a lot of times they're the fold over kind that have the opening. This one is soldered.
Yes, it's nice.
So it's good and sturdy. It's not one that's you have to worry about it gonna pop open or something. So I'm thinking though I might try and paint this anyway, just not solidly, just on the outer edges.
Yeah. Is there a way to take that off if you don't like what it looks like afterwards?
Yeah, I can get it off especially if I do it when it's still wet. Just rub it.
All right. I know I haven't delved into the world of like alcohol ink or any of that kind of stuff yet. I'm trying to figure out how to do the liver of sulfur and the
Oh, if you do liver of sulfur, do it outside, hun. It stinks something fierce.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I don't do it very often, because let's face it, I live in Montana. We have snow 6 months of the year. I don't want to go outside in the cold to do liver of sulfur.
And living here, I figure the next thing I want to try out is going to be like the UV resin, because let's be honest.
Oh yeah, you get all the sun. And,
exactly.
And that is one thing I have said to people, is that it even with the light, it feels like it's still sticky after it hardens. And so, but if you take it out in the sun, it hardens up really quick. So
yeah,
definitely, if you're going to use UV resin, that's the way to go. So anyway, number 4 is 2 pieces of 58 by 15 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass articulated flower links, nickel free, $7.99. Now this is the long one with,
and it's a
what is it?
different flower that I've seen.
Five strands, yeah. And we've had this one before. I can't remember what we had it in.
I don't
it was last year, I think. It's been over a year. It's not the same one we got in the original bundle.
Right.
But
this is a new flower. It's a different pattern than the ones I've seen available. I also like that it's possible to take these apart. Morning, Kathy.
Oh yeah. And in fact, the bottom one is open. Let's see if I can get it into camera there. See, it's open. Remember that, people. If you use this one, you got to close that bottom one up if you're going to use it as a connector.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and mine just came apart. The top one just came off. But yes, I like it because you can take it apart. The 5 flowers over the 4 that I've seen in other versions of this.
I was just looking at mine. Since yours came apart, I was just looking at mine and noticing that quite a few of them are open just a teeny bit. I'll probably have to take some pliers and squish them down just a little bit. Yeah, unless I want to take them apart.
Yeah, exactly. I figure it gives you the option to use some as the bracelet. And then, like, I'd probably take the biggest one off for the earring and leave the 4 smaller ones. That's how I would do it, because you don't want to go too small, or either the largest or the smallest. Those
for the earrings, yeah,
one of those 2. And you could even take the big one off and use it as the pendant in another one, and just use the middle 3. So that would work.
Yeah. Okay, on to number 5.
Yes,
26 by 21 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass and cubic zirconia flower pendant, lead free, cadmium free, retail price $4.99.
Yeah, and I like little flower. It's reminiscent of what we were just holding, though it's 2 different shades of gold.
Is it?
Yeah, this one is much brassier, whereas the articulated link is what Randee likes to call the pretty gold. We all know she has like her. She has her scale about gold there. So
the thing is, though, even though they are slightly different colored, yeah, mine is too. One's got a more gold, and the other's got a almost a touch of copper in it, so it has that. And though they are close enough in color that you could use the flower pendant as a pendant, and then use some of these other flower pieces for earrings or something, because they wouldn't be so close to each other that they would create a problem. Anyway, I don't think so.
One of my little baggies just fell.
Oh no!
Yeah, I got it. Hopefully I didn't make anybody sick. These next ones are stunning.
The little the number
yes.
6.
Yes.
Number 6 is 2 pieces of 15 by 12 millimeter enameled flower charms in varied purple. Their normal price is, their manufactured retail price is $2.99. So $1.50 a piece. These will make some gorgeous little earrings, won't they?
Yes, they're beautiful. I'm normally not a big
I just
fan
dropped
of
one.
I'm normally sorry, I didn't know my dropsies were contagious.
I have them all the time, hon. If you watch me, you'll know.
These are
So yeah, they're
pretty.
just little guys. Let's see if I can get it in screen here. There we go. Got it close up for you. Except for it doesn't seem to want to focus. There we go. We got it. So
Yeah.
they're just little guys, but they'd be gorgeous at the bottom of an earring.
Yes,
or in the middle of the loop earrings that I make. They'd be pretty in the middle of one of those.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be fun. Hi, Chris. It's all right. She's late. And Anita, these would also make beautiful little necklaces for the littles in your life as well.
That's true. That's very true. Or even dangles.
Yes.
On the side of like my bar necklace that we made yesterday on my live.
That would be beautiful. Yeah.
You make a little bar necklace with a loop on a bigger loop on the ends, and then maybe even one of the other flowers in the middle, and then they could dangle on either side, and that would be really pretty.
And when I did my video where I did a bunch of different children's items with my scoops from Randee, I do that because any of us that have kids know that when we're out and about with them, they're typically leading where you're going. So if you
That's true
stuff for little ones out, they get excited and go running up to your booth, and then mom starts to get to look in, especially if you're conversating with the little and showing them little things. Mom gets a chance to look at your other stuff, and then hopefully you make a sale where somebody may not have wanted it before.
Yeah. One thing I sometimes do is put a little dish of stickers out. Kids love stickers.
Yes, they do. That's a good idea. I never thought of that. I have never done a big enough show that I think anybody.
And I tell them they can have one sticker free. So let's go on to number 7. Number 7 is an 8 millimeter agate round beads dyed and heated in magenta. It's a 14.5-inch strand. The retail price is $7.99.
Yeah, I like this.
I like because it's varied.
Yes, you
still anyway, mine is pretty good, pretty well varied, as you can see.
Yeah, yours is much nicer than mine.
I have some really light ones and some really dark ones, and
or you can still see the banding.
Exactly. And I think these are really, really pretty. Now, I will warn people, if you use pink stones, especially ones that are dyed, don't let them stay out in the sun very long. Those of you who do craft shows and you get in the sun, the pink will fade.
Yes, it does.
So, and not only dyed pink stones, but rose quartz, it will fade as well. So you do have to be careful putting things in the sun. That's why when I see pictures of like the gem shows and that they have the big, huge rose quartz pieces outside, and I'm like, you leave that out there all in that sun all the time, it's going to be gray.
Yeah, they're not going to last long at all. So you have to be careful. I do like that the Bargain Bead Box's dyed items like this are generally good coloring. So it's good to know. Oh, it seems like nobody, it seems like not a lot of people knew that. They're saying that's all good to know that, and that they didn't know that it faded. So there we go.
Oh, yeah. Pink is the worst. Purple will do so also, but not as bad. There's another color that will fade some too. Right off the top of my head, it's not coming. Let's go on to number 8. These are cute. These are really special too. 6mm Malaysia jade dyed quartz, faceted cube beads, a 6-inch strand, regular price $6.99.
And most of the time, a cube bead you would think is more for a man or whatever else. So I like that they're giving us a pink option, which I know men in my life that like pink. So the color isn't going to scare all of them off, but the color does seem to be pretty consistent throughout.
Yeah,
And
I have some lighter ones. As you can see, if I can get them into the camera here. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
See, I have a few lighter ones in mine.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with that. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very pretty. Now, cube beads are not one I tend to use a lot of, but these are gorgeous. I really like the coloration on them. I like that they're faceted cubes, not straight cubes.
Yes, I like that they're faceted as well. It's really beautiful.
It adds a little bit more of a dimension to the cube having those facets. Yeah. So I really like those faceted cubes. And they're really going for the pink in this one, because our next one is dyed Malaysia jade also.
So we got it in another size, which is nice.
Exactly. It's a 6mm Malaysia jade round in magenta dyed quartz. It's a excuse me. It's a I was going to say 6-inch strand, but no, it's a 7-inch strand. The cubes were the 6-inch strand, and their price is $4.99. Now, my 6mm here are more consistent in color. They're they're about the same. Though I do have a few lighter and darker, but they are more consistent in color than my 8s were.
But I like that the color is between the strands is consistent, because I like to go with like small link, big link, small link, big link. I like to go through, and we don't always get that.
It adds some it adds some dimension to your bracelets and your necklaces when you can switch up the sizes.
Yeah.
And I do that quite a bit, and just put some spacers in so that, we have a little bit more dimension there.
Right.
So
I like that we've got the two that are very similar, so that we don't have that option. We don't have to try to find something else from someone else to go with them.
And especially earrings. I really like the small and the large in earrings. So if you're stacking them, you have that extra sizing dimension there, especially in earrings, so that they're not just one big straight line.
And I didn't just do it, but I'm going to do it real quick before we.
Heather, you went away. Your face camera's gone.
Here we go. Sorry. I was saying, I like, if you want to add some added dimension to it, the cube beads are the same color too, and they're slightly bigger than the 6mm rounds. So you could even go from faceted to smooth, and it looks beautiful together.
True enough. That's very true. Now, technically, they say they're both 6mm, the cubes and the small rounds. But if you've ever worked with cubes, you know that even though it's a 6mm, it's 6mm across.
Correct.
And and that's the same with the rounds. And so it gets slimmer, of course, as it goes around with a round, whereas with a cube, it's more or less staying that 6mm size.
Correct.
So it looks a little bigger, though technically its widest spot is the same.
Yeah.
So now let's see, where are we at? We're at number 10.
Yes.
8mm lavender amethyst round beads, 7.5-inch strand for $6.99. Now,
I don't know about yours. Mine is a lot of gray.
Mine is, here, I'll show you. Mine is grays and whites, actually. There's not that much lavender in it. And that's a disappointment to me because I really love lavender amethyst. I love the lavender color.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good. This one right here is pretty good. The lavender.
Yeah, there's a couple in it. There's a couple in it that are nice, but I would generally use this as a filler bead. I don't think that I would use it as, like, I would want to use something with it that is either a deeper purple to try to pull more
the
of
colors
purple.
out.
Exactly. Rather than leave this on its own to be the, like, I wouldn't make this the focal bead.
Right.
Is what I would say.
And the only way I would make it a focal bead is like when I make my aroma bracelets, the one with the lava stones that I just use 3 or 4 gemstones in. And then I would probably go for the gray ones. You know,
yes, I agree.
So those would work that way. I just wish that the lavender amethyst was a little more lavender, you know. There are pretty stones, but I would like them to be a little more lavender.
Correct.
I have some lavender amethyst that is just gorgeous. But you know.
I have some that look like glass. It's so clear but they're still purple. They're the lavender color through and through, but they look like I got them from the back room at Bernie's.
Yeah.
So,
surprise.
When I find a good one, I buy every bit of what he has.
Number 11. Number 11 is 10mm crackle glass round beads in a rosy pink, 6.5 inches. The retail price is $3.99.
I'm glad they kept this color. Will go with the darker pink. And
mine seem to be a little lighter than yours. Of course, it just could be our cameras.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is it's still in the same color family, but now you have a lighter version, which will also give you the texture difference.
And you can go ombre that way. You know, you can do a color block of the crackle beads, and because they're 10mm, then you can go up above with the 8s and so on like that.
They've had some beautiful crackle glass lately, and you can tell it's not. You can tell that it's got a higher quality by the fact that it almost looks like the outer layer is thicker on these than what I've seen on other versions of it. So
that's true.
They didn't overheat it or go from as hot to as cold. I've done research on how they're different.
Yeah.
And just it can be 5 degrees difference and you will get a different look on them. So
and if you're not careful, they're going to break.
Yeah, but I've been really impressed with their crackle glass. Not to like say anything, but like Curated Bead Box, I've had those break on me, and I've had them break on me fairly easily. So
that is an unfortunate problem with crackle glass or even gemstones that have been cracked, because they do break a lot easier. I used to have a cat. Unfortunately, he has passed, but he, for some reason, really loved crackle glass, and he would steal it, and then he would chomp down on it and break it.
Yeah,
you're gonna kill yourself that way, you silly cat.
Exactly. You don't need to be inhaling that glass stuff.
But these are really gorgeous. I really like them. I am not usually a fan of crackle glass because I know they'll break easier than other things. But but my daughter's holding up one of her bookmarks that has, is that one got crackle glass on it?
Yes, this is the last thing that he was
This
He's stolen chomped on.
This is crackle glass in the middle, and the cat tries to break those.
Aww. Well,
but
if you can hear me, good morning.
So, my daughter, yeah.
Yes.
Heather says good morning, honey.
I love when she pops in. It's so sweet. You can tell she's very proud of you. Most times she does pop in up close, it's to show off something you made her. And as a mama, that just like warms my heart and makes my smile twice as big.
She's a good kid.
Yeah.
Well, she's not a kid. She's 40 years old. But
yeah, I don't have kids anymore. I have adults.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go on to number 12 now. It's also, this is a crackle crystal. 6 millimeter crackled crystal faceted round beads in a marbled pink AB, 7 inches, retail price of $3.99. This is an interesting cut.
And also fascinating because one is matte, the next one is polished, one's matte, it's polished, it goes back and forth, and
or they're both. Mine have a lot of both, matte and.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're the facets on this small of a bead to have those itty bitty differential where one is matte and the next one isn't. That's pretty. I wish it was a different color. I'm not really a fond of the pink color on this.
But I like pink, so I have no problem.
Well, yeah, it's just this tone. Plus, I'm a snob when it comes to AB. If you're going to use AB, use it on a crystal that is beautiful. Don't use it to hide an inferior crystal. Is the way I feel like Preciosa.
But the AB doesn't show on every facet of this one like some AB does.
Yeah, but like this
it's
Preciosa,
different.
This Preciosa, you know, the glass is beautiful. So then the AB only accentuates it.
Emphasizes it.
Yeah, on this, it's trying to hide, I feel, an inferior glass bead.
This is possible, but it's not on every facet, which makes it more interesting, I think. And the faceting on these kills the round, if you know what I mean. They're not quite round because the faceting has made them have a slightly different shape.
Yeah, and it's not a shape I've seen before. It's not like a lantern or anything else.
No, and it calls it round, but that's not quite round.
No, it's not. It's a rondelle.
It's very pretty, though.
This would be a perfect example if you're trying to explain what the different bead colors and shapes are. You can, this is a good example to say, see, even this right here, it's not round. So this would be a rondelle. And then you can show one like the more obvious difference.
Well, here I'll see if you can focus in on this one bead on my strand. See if we can get it to.
Gotta go the other way.
See, it is almost got that pear shape.
Yeah, I have a couple like that too.
And it's an interesting shape. I like that. So of course, when you're beading with the pear-shaped beads, you got to be careful because you got to make sure that you're putting them in the direction you really want them.
Yes.
Because one side's smaller.
The next ones are pretty.
Let's see. That is the number 13. 4 millimeter crystal faceted bicone beads in light rose, 12 inches, retail price $3.99. And they always seem to give us some bicone beads, and they are so pretty. Mine are showing up sort of white, but they're not. They're really pale pink, just like Heather's are there.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. The crystal itself is gorgeous. It's I love pink too. I don't want anybody to think that I don't love pink. I'm wearing pink, I love pink. I just wasn't a fan of that shade of pink. These are stunning. These don't need any AB coating because the crystal itself is causing the light to dance across the beads.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
got enough flash
beautifully.
with just the crystal faceting. So they're very,
Exactly.
very pretty.
Yeah, and I love the tone. It's a very soft pink. So if you are creating for somebody that pink isn't their favorite, this is a nice soft way to interject it. And I think they would like the sparkle so much that they wouldn't mind it. But like I said, I love pink. It was just those ones I wasn't a fan of the color, but I love the faceting and the shape and everything else. But these are stunning.
Now I'm trying to, there it is, find the crystal the pendant with all the colors of stones. And this top flower is a pale pink. It's the same color.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. It is indeed.
We'll see that top one. These match perfectly with it.
Yeah, and the darker magenta of the corner flower right here matches the other one. So you could alternate between these with some small gold spacers. It would be stunning.
Actually, don't we have a green? Yes, there's a little green one in here too. We'll get to it, but it's not quite the same color as the little green leaf pieces. But you know,
see what Beth said?
No, I don't see the comments. Oh, there it is. Don't make her anything in pink. Don't you like pink, Beth?
No,
I like pink.
I'm sending her a little. She loves blue, and I still have a few. Oh, here they are. I still have a few of the like blue Botswana agate tubes.
Oh, those are pretty. I didn't get any because I wasn't sure I could afford them right now, but they are very pretty.
Yes. Well, if you decide you want some, I wouldn't mind splitting a strand, but I have never seen blue Botswana until I was there, so I just love the blue. It's so pretty. So I'm sending her a couple of those in her next friend package. I have different little containers that I pop things in. Okay, what number are we on
14. Number 14 is 4 millimeters of yellow quartz faceted round beads, a 15-inch strand, $6.99. Now, wow, talk about all of a sudden a different color.
Yeah, right?
From all the pink, you know. So these are really pretty yellow quartz.
They are.
Lots of various colors in there. I've got one that's almost clear in my strand.
I've got a few of those too. I wish
and
they
then
were
one that's almost orange.
Yes, I have that too right here. And then I have one that's clear. I wish that these were weren't matte. I wish they were polished, and I might have to throw this in my polisher because normally I love a matte bead, but given that we have so few other colors, we have a good variance of the different shades of pink. So it's beautiful. I just wish this had been
a little shinier.
Yeah, even just a little bit. I'm not talking full like polish, but
just a little bit shinier.
Exactly.
So
it's beautiful.
Sometimes matte beads just sort of hide in the background, if you know what I mean.
They look like chalk.
Yeah.
Some of them you'll get and they look like chalk. So okay.
Like I said, hide in the background.
Yes, exactly.
They sort of they just sort of disappear among the other things. Okay, number 15 is 10 pieces of 7 millimeter glass butterfly beads in lavender ombre. Regular price is $1.49.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Gloria said to add shiny spacers to the mat. That's a great idea.
So these are cute little butterflies. Yeah, they're pretty small. But what I don't like about these is the hole is in the center.
I have a hard time with these, but I am thinking that if you got a large enough jump ring to put 2 of them through that center hole and then had a smaller jump ring to connect them together. Like, that's the first thing that struck me when I saw that they were center drilled like that. I think that you might be able to get a couple of thinner jump rings, but you might be able to get some through that, and then you could just use a secondary. So I have a hard time with beads like this, but that's what popped in my head as soon as I saw them.
Well, I was thinking, remember the earrings that we made on Beading Besties, Beading Besties?
Yes.
This could work as just like the flowers did, but
Yeah.
I'd want to put it close to a flower so it would look like it's flying close to a flower.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty.
And so that would work for that. I'd probably want to use my holding bead that I hold it, the wire that comes through it, probably like a clear seed bead or something like that, so that it wouldn't take away, or even a light purple one, so it wouldn't take away from the butterfly and make you look at that instead. Or even maybe a little hematite one, a little tiny hematite bead, because then the body of a butterfly is usually gray. So
yeah, that would be pretty, because those itty bitty little sparkle bits, it would dance like all the colors within this, because it's not one solid purple.
No, it's an ombre.
And if you look at it in certain spots, you see like a glitter effect on them.
Oh, no, I hadn't noticed that until you. Oh, I see it now. It's on the back.
Yeah. So if you use those little rainbow hematite spacers from the other night, I think it would pick up that touch of sparkle in them very well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. I just thought, dang, it's got a center hole. I hate a center hole. But then I thought, well, though, if I made a hoop and I wire wrapped some flowers and some leaves and these butterflies on the hoop, that would be pretty.
Yes, it would. And I want to try to see it, what it would look like as a bead cap as well. You might be able to use it that way, and if they're small enough, I don't know. That I'm gonna have some fun.
You could also take them if you were making just like a solid wire ring or a wire ring with really tiny beads, and then you could go through that hole and put it in the middle on a ring.
That would be pretty. I like that. Making a cluster. Tina said making a cluster would do well. She said you can make a check glass teardrop, then the butterfly, create a nice stack earring. So see, we're all getting different ideas from each other. Tina said make a cluster with it. Gloria said to put the center drill earring on the bottom. So yeah, that could be really pretty.
That just made me think, when they said cluster, you could wire wrap them so the wire comes up like you would be holding a briolette or one of those things. Right. Do a number of them and make a cha-cha earring.
Oh, and make
with
it
the
like
flowers with flowers and butterflies.
But at different lengths, so they kind of they'll look like they're flying.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. See, I knew this was a good idea, y'all. You see how we're helping each other, and somebody says
we're playing off each other's ideas. Yeah.
Exactly. This is why I've been like, this would be the coolest thing, because we are bouncing back and forth, not just to us, but others in the comments. And many of us
and others' comments are giving us ideas. Like the cluster idea just gave me the idea for the cha-cha earrings.
Exactly. I love this. This is so fun. I like when stuff works out the way you, because sometimes, like the other night, was kind of a dumpster fire on wheels, but we got to the destination by the end. But yeah. All right. Next up.
Number 16 is 10 pieces of 8.5 by 6.5 glass petal beads in the deep sea green, $1.49. Now, these are the ones that I said don't quite match the pendant color. They're close, but they're not quite a deep enough green. This is more of an emerald green with that touch of blue in it. Anyway, mine are. And
this is beautiful. You could put this on the top of a red bead and have a little cherry drop. I love the scoop and the swoop of this. I don't know how else to describe it.
I know what you mean. That little curve makes it really different.
Yes, and you get such a difference. It's not just the flat green. I'm putting them down here so that we can see it when it's on the back. You can kind of tell that it's more
It's
of
got
like
that little curve in it.
Yes. These are really pretty. I might have to see if they have more of these.
These you could also make a few the top with the flowers and the butterflies for your cha-cha and put a few of these up top to add that pop of green that is always good when you do flower stuff.
Yes. These are beautiful.
Because let's face it, do you ever see a flower without green?
Beth says that it works out because it's so inclusive. No competition, just us who like beating at each other. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what the Beating Besties group is about. That's why I set up all of the group chats as states and then encouraged you guys to go ahead and set up other ones just to make it. Gloria said the green will make that matte pink pop. So that's very true. Okay. What's up next?
Number 17 is 100 pieces of 4mm spacer beads, lead-free, regular price $3.99. These are ball spacers. It doesn't say ball spacers, but they are ball spacers.
But they have some heft to them, so I don't
they
think
do.
I think
they're solid.
Hollow.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're solid instead of having a hollow center.
Yeah,
which most ball spacers, if you haven't used them too much, most ball spacers have a hollow center. It's just the outside shell, more or less.
Correct.
And these aren't. These are solid. They are
probably
heavy.
The heaviest thing we've held all day. They're nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that they don't jerk on the number. They could have just put, 30 or 40.
20, 30, yeah. But this is a full bag of 100. And that's good because I love ball spacers. I use them in all kinds of things. I used them yesterday in one of the bar necklaces I made. In fact, I think I used them in both. I did. And so, yeah, I love a ball spacer, but like I was saying, most of them are hollow. And these aren't. These definitely aren't. They're solid.
Tina said that the men's bracelet videos are giving me some great ideas too. Thank you. I hope it, because I'm not just trying to give you guys design ideas. I'm trying to show you that the difference between masculine and feminine is not
that much.
There's not a great divide between it. It literally can be.
I know that when I make bracelets, I tend to add a female element into them. Unlike the leather bracelet I made the other day, I didn't really put any female element into it. It did have some big daisy spacers in it to bring my two lines together. Now I don't see where they're at. I was going to show you the ones I meant. But
like this one, you just switch from the buffalo horn spacer to a faceted spinel. It goes from a man, or like I did another one of these where the only thing I really changed was I put a gem cut circle bead in the center of it, and that completely changed the look of it. I still need to release that video.
I have The aroma, like I said, the aroma bracelets I make, which is mainly lava stones, spacers, and 3 or 4 gemstones.
Yeah.
I sell as many of those to men as I do to women. They because they're pretty gender neutral, you know.
Yeah, they are.
So and especially if I use washer spacers.
Oh yeah.
Because washer spacers has no gender either. They're, you know, they don't have the pretty of a daisy spacer with the little bumps and making them look like a flower.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Shall we go on?
We shall indeed.
Number 18 is 10 pieces of 15 millimeter glass flower beads in a magenta ombre. Their regular price is $1.99. Now here we go again. Hole in the middle.
You know
And
what I
these
was
would.
just thinking?
Mm-hmm.
If you did the gold, these have some gold iridescent to them. So
Yeah, I see it. It's in the front.
Yes, I don't think that the wire coming across the middle of it would be as distracting on these, especially not if you put one of those gold spacers next to it before you created the loop. So like
Are you talking the crisscross applesauce way?
Yeah. Here, let me grab something real quick and I'll show
But
you.
these flowers are some that when I do my when I do earrings with them with the butterflies, here's a flower to go with it. See a little butterfly and a little flower?
Yeah. But I think if you just took one of the ball spacers and that's what you brought the wires together with and put one there and then made the loop, this is an example of where the wire isn't going to detract from the overall look, both because of the shimmer. But then if you put the ball spacer on, you're not seeing, I don't think that you're going to notice the 2 strands as much because it goes directly to the ball spacer. Then you put the loop above that.
And when I'm wire wrapping them and I come up and put a little bead in the middle and go back down, one of those ball spacers would work in there too.
Yeah. But I'm just saying this would make it not as, I think this would kind of disguise it a little bit more because your eye's gonna go to the ball spacer rather than right there.
And another thing that would help with that is, let's see, is this color gonna work? If you use colored soft flex.
Oh yes. Yes. I have the pink tourmaline color right here. Let me grab it. I don't. Oh, my pliers are getting stuck on the tool caddy. Okay, we'll just put that down. I don't know the pink.
See, you can barely even see. You can barely even see the wire on it.
Yeah.
Because I've used the pink. And there are a couple of different colors of pink that I have. I don't know if they're still all active colors because, you know, Softflex is known to discontinue colors, which upsets me sometimes because one of the ones they discontinued was emerald. And emerald was perfect for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, really, guys, no.
Yeah, can we please have that back, please? Or I wish they'd at least, I hope they at least tell you.
Poll us. See if we really want to get rid of that color.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what number are we on? We are on 19.
Oh, yeah. Here's the other pink. I think this is the tourmaline you were looking for before we pop off. And this is actually more, that one I just had was rhodochrosite. The tourmaline is actually even closer in color to these beads than, let's see. You can't even see it hardly. So, now I'm not in screen. There we go.
And
So,
I came up
see, do you
with,
even see that wire there?
yeah, no, I don't. I came
So,
up with a way to use like 2.5-inch sections of soft flex and or beadle on wire. I do like an infinity loop, and I put a crimp bead in the middle and use the magical crimper, and you can then connect those together and it looks really cute.
cool. Okay, we're going on. This one was number 18. Yeah, number 18. So now we're at number 19. It has actually got quite a few items in it. There's 22 total. 19 is 20 pieces of 7mm flower spacer beads. They're lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. Their regular price for the 20 is $2.99, which means these are actually about 12 cents a piece.
Yeah, and I like that they didn't make it a 6-petal flower bead, because then where the hole goes through is, I find, is more noticeable. Whereas when they do the 5-petal, it comes out of the top of one and in between two others. So it's not as like, I feel like when they do 6 petals on flower spacer beads like this, I'm not as drawn to them.
Yeah. Yeah, these are nice. And they got a little heft to them too, so they probably
yeah. She said she would use seed beads or spacer balls in the center and then bring the wire back out. Yeah, that would be pretty too. Tina
I
said
think
these were her
she's
favorite.
referring to the way I do it when I wire wrap.
Yeah.
So let's see,
Yeah.
we are on number 20 now, right? Yes, we are.
Yes.
And that is 10 pieces of 12mm flower links, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, regular price $2.99. These are pretty, very pretty.
They are.
The thing,
they are much the same color as the ball spacers and
yep.
the spacers we just showed.
The only thing is they are one-sided.
Yes.
But they are flat, so they'll lay down, you know.
Yeah.
My instant thought was these would make a really pretty anklet.
Oh yeah, they would.
Just put some pretty beads in between each one and probably just use like 5 or 6 of them. And it would be really, really pretty.
Yeah, because they are the more like brass color of these, or even, I don't know what I would call this color. Because the high and low points and the lines on each of the petals kind of carries it around. It's just, it's not letting my mind pick up what color this is. But
yeah,
I like
it is pretty brassy. Pretty. It definitely resembles more of a brass.
Yeah, I like that there's the 2 layers of petals.
Yeah, me too. Actually, technically, if you really, really swing it around, there's 3.
Yeah, because the little one isn't solid. The very center isn't solid.
Nope. And you've got the very back layer is forming your band back there.
Yep, right there, and it's not a circle. If you like, I'm running my fingernail over it, and there's definitely
it's petally. It's petally. That's a new word there.
Yeah, so those are nice.
I think these are going to turn into an anklet for mine, or at least part of them will. There's 20 of them, so no, there's 10. There's 10 of them, but still, I could use half of them on an anklet and make a gorgeous anklet out of those.
Yeah, look at the green next to it.
Oh, does it look good? Oh, it does, doesn't it? Look at that.
Goodness.
Now, see, that is an example of something you could do with the anklet, is just put the green drop in the middle of your little bead strand that goes between the two, and then put a little, maybe even one of the little magenta cubes.
Yeah. I kept a couple out in case I wanted to like put them together. So then I brought the links down, and as soon as I set them there, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Number 21. Are we ready for 21?
Yes,
this is
we are.
30 pieces of 7mm dotted petal bead caps, lead-free, cadmium-free, $2.99 for the 30 pieces.
Okay, I'm going to try to get this up close enough so everybody can see.
Yeah, they're tiny. They are very little.
I like that the top kind of comes together slowly. It's not other flower bead caps that I've seen before where it's more flat on the back, and so then it doesn't look as, I don't know how to, like, I like that it's domed. It has the dome shape. It's not flat.
Now this bead cap is for a smaller bead though. You wouldn't, you probably wouldn't want to try and use it with, well, an 8 would be pushing it. A 10 would be no.
Oh, see, I don't like when bead caps are bigger than the beads. I like when they are like a size or two smaller, just because I feel like they frame the bead and like give it its own moment. The bead isn't, when the bead isn't covered by the larger bead cap, you use this. I like to use the smaller ones. So it's like, here you are.
Yeah. And if you wanted, these beads have a little flat spot at the very top, the bead. So you could actually face them together.
Yeah.
And make a double.
You could indeed. I like when you can use bead caps and face them and make them a bead themselves. I'm trying to see where to put that.
Oh, now that would work too. I was meaning the opposite direction, so that then they make a double bead cap.
Oh yeah. See, and I went the other way, but
see, there we go. 2 different ways of thinking.
Yep. See, it can almost make it a bead all on its own.
Yeah. You know, I've bought strands of bead caps that have been faced like that, and I swear it looks just like a bead as opposed to a bead cap, because they're facing each other like that. And
so
it looks like a rondelle because that's what I was thinking of, a double bead cap like that.
A bow. If you were to put one of the round spacers in the middle, it would look just like a little bow in between your beads.
Yep. But I love a double bead cap. I think it really adds something. So now we're on to our very last one. Our very last item is number 22. It's a 14-karat gold-plated flower magnetic clasp, lead-free, cadmium-free. Its retail price is $199. This baby's two-sided.
Yep, and they have the little indentations
to hold it together better.
Yes, exactly.
The little indent on one side and the little, like the little nubby on the other side that drops into it. And they have two, one of both kinds on either one.
I love how they are two-sided, like you said.
And they fit together because of the way they got the little nubbies and indents. They don't slide away from each other, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and they don't quite match up, so it gives it a little bit more texture. The petals don't match directly. The back one is kind of in between two of the front ones, so it gives it even more dimension.
So yeah, this is cool. It's two. When I pulled it out and noticed it was two-sided, I was like, "Whoa, wait a second! They don't usually make these two-sided like this."
No, they don't, and I love them. Lauren, I don't know how Lauren does it, and I know she's got a team that helps her, but I don't know how she puts these out time and time and time again. And I'm always shocked by the quality that she manages to put in these collections at the price point she does them. And she adding the plated metal the last few months, and it's not plated that's gonna like chip off. So yeah. This is the companion bundle. I know there was a small one that came out right at the same time you got the beads, but it was smaller. It was more like the little packages she puts together that like, oh, spend $35 and get this little one for free. That's what the first one was. I loved this companion bundle.
Instead of being a companion bundle, that was more of a here's a little extras.
Exactly. They go together so well. And it just expands on how many items you can make.
And to add to this, as we're talking about the prices, the estimated retail value for this collection was $101.78.
Right? I'm going to take that one off.
And so it cost, where is its price? $38.99. But then, of course, those of us who have the subscription have a 30% off coupon. So I bought a few other things, probably only like 5 or 6 that were to get some more items from for. And it only cost me $37.11 for the bundle. And I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other items. No, 5 other items that were extras that I specifically got because they were bundle item extras. I mean, regular item extras. So, and I wanted some more, like the little porcelain flowers and that kind of stuff. The porcelain flower beads. I just
did the math, and it's $27.30 after the discount if you are a subscriber to the regular bead box.
And if you're not a subscriber to the regular bead box, it's really, really reasonably priced. What is it now? $22.99?
Yes.
I'm grandfathered in, so I get mine for $20.99 because I've been getting it for a long time. And when they raised the price, they didn't raise it as much for us grandfathered folks. We did get it raised, but not nearly as much. But even so, $22.99 for all of these things. Well, if you don't have a subscription, all of these things is what this is in the box. This box here.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite a bit. It is a lot.
Even the companion, I think that this is worth $38 easy. I wouldn't mind spending
definitely
$38 on it. So, and they often put out an email where like they will give non-subscribers like 20% off for a weekend or things like that. So then you can still get it at the reduced price. I'm very happy that they started doing like this month, I think they put out $375 or something, but last month they did like 500 of them. So they're not selling out like that anymore, which I appreciate because I have way too much spam email in my accounts. So I very rarely look at them. So yeah, I'm happy that they're doing it better. Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true. But yeah, definitely. Oh, and they just had the Memorial Day sale the last weekend.
Yeah.
And I think that was 35% off on the Memorial Day sale.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing what
you have a lot of options when it comes to Bargain Bead Box. And I'm sorry, but I feel like some of the more expensive bead boxes, they need to take note.
They do.
And they need to step up the game, and they need to not make. I think that they're overvaluing when they say, well, it's all check glass, or it's all this, or it's all that. And I get that, but for those of us who get the Bargain Bead Box, and especially now that they're using the plated metal, it makes it very difficult to justify keeping it.
And the thing is that even on the sister site, Bead Box Bargains, which is where we order these from, their prices are really reasonable. These suggestive retail prices that they have on here, that's not the price you're going to buy them from in Bead Box Bargains, even before your discount if you are a subscriber. Frequently, they're half this price, you know?
Right. And yes, are they able to keep everything in stock? Not all the time.
No,
so
they run out.
Yeah, I noticed that they had gunmetal findings. So I ordered ball head pins and it's the ones with the loops. Why can I not think of the name?
Eye pins.
Yes, eye pins. Thank you. Yeah, and I have them. I got the flat bottom one, and I got the ball head pins, and I got some bead caps and spacer beads, which were also had some good heft to it. And I always check for things like that to see what they have. And now that they're doing the plated, I have been searching just for 18 karat gold. It pops up and I snag them when I can do so.
I usually when I do my unboxings, I usually say, well, I could have done without this particular item, or this is my favorite one. But
this is a good one.
This is a very good one. I don't know of anything that I disliked in this bunch.
Yeah. Did you see?
And thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know of anything that I actively disliked in this box. I think I liked most of it. Normally, I probably wouldn't have gone for the yellow quartz beads because they are so different from the other colors. But at the same, you needed that little bit of extra difference.
Exactly.
And
surprisingly enough, the only thing that I can say that I am not when I initially saw it was the lavender amethyst, but then you brought up some points. You brought up some points on how you can pull it out. You can use it for aromatherapy. You can use darker purples to pull out more of the lavender that look more gray. And I'm a dusty girl. I love a good dusty blue, a good dusty rose, a dusty lavender. But those went a little too dust for my liking.
Well, that's why I'm not especially fond of matte beads. They're not my favorite, and it's because I always feel they're dirty. They look like they're dirty to me because they need to be dusted.
They look like chalk almost. And but when you
the only matte beads I really love is sea glass.
Oh yes.
Because to me, sea glass is supposed to be matte.
Exactly. Yeah. But I like when they do the matte, like the matte hematite and stuff. I like that. I like when they will put those together because then they let whatever you put with them kind of shine on their own. But yeah.
This is true.
Okay.
But every time I get a matte bead, I want to clean it.
Yes, exactly. Gloria, which strand are you talking about? Are you talking about the lavender amethyst? I'd like to know.
But these are good. This is a really good box. The thing I probably want to change is that the round disc with the cubic zirconia with the butterfly and the little flower and the leaf strand coming down.
Yep.
And the only reason when I want to change is there's not enough definition.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm going to take my paints out and see if I can just do the outer rims to add some dimension to it.
Yeah,
and I think that is actually the only one I was going,
Yeah.
It needs a little more.
Warm Fuzzy Vibes says
So,
that Lauren does a great job promoting the beads on her videos, and she does. She does what news used to be, which is she puts out the information about it, but lets you feel what you think about it. It's not a skewed, like, she just reports the stuff about it and may use like descriptive words here or there, but the way that she does it allows you to form your own opinion before you're going off of anything else. So Gloria said, the lavender amethyst. Yes. That would be the first one you use. Oh, that's a good idea. It does that's what I liked about the scoops. It is stretching my creativity. It is making me have to come up with a design out of things I may or may not have.
For something you normally wouldn't buy.
Exactly. And I've had so much fun doing it. So I'm glad that she's going to keep it. She said she may only do it like once a month or once, something like that. And it would be a dedicated like scoop thing, which could be fun. So yeah, it would be good. Oh, Glory just realized hers is the May 2 companion bundle. Oh, good. I'm glad you got one. Everybody is sending you prayers.
Thank you, Anita. And everybody else that has thanks, Becky. I still don't know what time my surgery is. I will find out this afternoon. They said they'd be calling between 3 and 4 to send me the final schedule. So
yes, they are carrying check glass. They're carrying check glass. They're carrying preciosa crystals. They're plated metals. They're offering all of that to us. And it makes our job much easier because even if you just say that it has gold plate, everybody's in. I would like them to also do some silver plated stuff. They're mostly doing platinum, which is silver, and I guess it's a higher quality than a silver plate, but a lot of people still don't it's not as commonly known. Like when you're writing out a description for a piece when you're getting ready to post it, more people are going to know.
Platinum is actually a more expensive metal. Platinum is a more expensive metal than silver. And I don't think there's people that realize that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is. I actually laugh because one of my cats has had, I laugh with him because I said, oh, look, mommy's going to have to do the same thing as you. He has had both his back legs, his knees surgically fixed because they got blown out because he had a genetic factor that deposited calcium in between his knees, and then that would grow and then it would split his knees apart. So he's had to have 2 orthopedic surgeries, one on either knee. So I told him I feel for him because I'm going to have to do that now too. But I jokingly call him my platinum kitty because he's cost me that much.
Yeah. Chris said that the platinum is best because it doesn't tarnish, which is true. I just mean it's not as recognizable. People are going to say platinum. What color is platinum? That's the only thing. Silver
it's silver. It looks like silver.
It's a higher quality silver, but the name isn't as recognizable. That's all. So,
when people, thank you, Warm Fuzzy Vibes. When people think of platinum, you should think of white gold.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yes. I agree. I like using the white
because
gold.
It's almost an identical color to white gold.
Yeah.
But when it comes right down to brass tacks, it's more expensive. So
right. I don't want to like overly promote, but I want to bring it up. I know Rosanna has a group as well. We have a group on Facebook. No, it's not connected for any channel. Yes, I have a show on Sundays by the same name, Beating Besties, but it's exactly what the group is for. We have a team of admins for that group, so no one person is making decisions or having to go and approve memberships. Whoever notices it first just goes ahead and approves or doesn't approve it. And the whole point of the group, you guys, is to allow you to connect with other beaters so that you can put a Zoom call up or a messenger call up, and you can have several on. You can sit there and chit chat while you're beating, show off what you're doing, bounce ideas off each other. And that is the sole purpose of that group. You are allowed to set up other chats yourself. It doesn't have to be approved by an admin. You can just set it up. There is one for each state, and there is one for U.S. territories. That way, you may even be able to find other beaters in your local area. But I know that a lot of us in the jewelry world deal with chronic pain and aren't always able to get out and socialize. I myself, there are times just the thought of the shower and makeup and hair and what all of that getting ready to go is enough for me to turn down an invitation sometimes, because the pain, I just know I'm going to be in more pain, and so that I'm not sure that the outing will be enjoyable for me. So I just wanted a way for you guys to connect with each other so that you have somebody to chat with and to talk about beads. And maybe even I've seen a couple of like suggestions for setting up a group where like you send beads to each other. And so much like I do,
we already do that some of our beading groups.
Yeah, exactly. But I have like little containers that I'll throw different beads in for people within my circle that I send them to. And then once I get so much of it, I just put it in a bag and send it out. Or if you place an order, I put that in, and it's like a little, hey, mini friend mail kind of thing. But that's the only purpose of that group, is to help you connect to other beaters, so that if you're not able to socialize or go to a store and take a bead class or be part of a bead group, you can create your own virtual one. And so that is the sole purpose of it. If you would like to connect with others, that's the best way to do it. But I am noticing that you're a bad influence, Rosanna.
So
we've been on here for an hour and a half now.
An hour and a half.
This is
We're going over like I always do.
Yes, this is supposed to be an hour show, not an hour
and a half.
Yes, but whenever Rosanna's on it, we go. Gloria, I will send you an invitation. I will go, and if I don't have you on my friends list, I'm sure somebody on the admin group does. So I love the group. It's nice. I love seeing you guys all interact, and nothing makes me happier than getting a message where someone says, "Oh, we did our first virtual beading session." I'm like, yes. Or I get notifications that several people within a state chat are setting up an actual in-person one. That's the whole point of it, and it makes me happy. This is a beautiful community that has gotten me through grief. It's gotten me through difficult medical diagnosis, and then the various treatments I've had to have. You guys got me through my son's accident, and so I just want everybody to have that. And because this group is so special, so it's, oh, you're waiting for approval. Okay, Gloria, I will add you right now. But this group is great, and I couldn't be happier to have you all as part of my life. You guys have been great. So I just want to thank you for that. And I know that all of us will be praying and sending healing vibes Rosanna's way. So it'll be okay. Warm Fuzzy Vibes just said they sent out an extra 30% off clearance items from Auntie's Beads. So hey, might as well go take a look and see what it is.
I get a lot of my spacers from Auntie's Beads. They have good ones.
Yeah, they do. All right, ladies. Well, I'm glad that we could get together and have some fun on this Friday morning. I will see you again on Monday. We will obviously all be hoping for the best and waiting for an update. If you just want to send something to one of us,
my surgery isn't until the afternoon, so I'll be on in the morning.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll see you.
All right,
and
sounds
in fact, if it's scheduled for late enough, I will be doing my Monday morning live that I do on Monday morning.
Goodness, girl. And I'm sure you've got some recorded ones in the queue to put up while you're not able to do it yourself. Oh, you were asking about the best way to use your leg. I'll tell you. I actually use one of my small garbage cans, and I put I have some smaller couch pillow cushions, and I put that across the garbage can and put it up because the fact that it's not on a flat surface makes it more comfortable because it can kind of squish down into the garbage can and it doesn't stay flat. So just another idea for what to do so you can bead, but
I appreciate that. Well, we need to get off here because I got to be on again in a half hour.
Sounds good. Come join us in a half an hour with Rosanna. And as always, you guys, happy beading.
Bye, everyone.